Everyone talks about habits. Small habits lead to big results, and that's true. But there's a piece of the story that most people never tell you, especially when it comes to men. The way we're wired, the way we handle discipline, the battles we face daily. It's different. Sounds like a cute concept until you realize real change demands grit, clarity, and relentless follow through. If you've ever tried to build better habits, but ended up slipping back into the same cycle, this video is for you. Today, I'm breaking down what they don't tell you about building atomic habits as a man and how to actually lock them in for life. And if you're ready to stop playing small and start building a life that demands respect, my private coaching program is built for people just like you. We cut the fluff, we give you structure, and we hold you to a standard most men aren't willing to reach for. If you're ready for real results and relentless accountability, hit the first link in the description and join us. Let's break this down. You don't need more habits. You need fewer done better. One of the biggest lies about habit building is that you need to do more. More workouts, more journaling, more systems, more structure. But for most men, more habits just means more failure points. The truth is, high value men don't do everything. They do a few things extremely well. That's the difference between noise and impact. You don't win by being busy. You win by being brutally consistent at a few core habits that actually move the needle. Start by asking yourself, what's the one habit that if it's mastered would change everything? It could be getting up early, training 5 days a week at the gym, executing a business task daily, or reading and journaling without fail. Pick it and lock in. Nothing else matters until that habit is automatic. Once that's locked in, then and only then stack the next habit on top of it. This is what James Clear calls habit stacking. But here's what most men miss. You can't stack until you've nailed the foundation. Otherwise, you're building a house on sand. Less is more. And when your core habits are airtight, your identity changes. You start seeing yourself like a man who doesn't flinch, who follows through, who leads, not just a guy who's trying a new routine. Forget the long checklist. Build one indestructible habit, then stack. That's how real men create real momentum. Motivation is useless. Build systems that force discipline. Let me be blunt. Motivation is practically worthless. If you rely on it, you'll fail. Period. There will be days where you don't feel like showing up. Days where life punches you right in the face. Days where discipline is the only thing standing between you and regret. That's where most men fail. They build habits around how they feel, not around systems. Systems don't care about your mood. Systems don't need motivation. Systems run on execution. And what does that look like? It's not fancy. It's simple rules that leave no room for negotiation. I train at 6 a.m. every weekday. I read 10 pages of a specific book. I do not touch my phone before 8 a.m. I don't eat junk food during the work week. That's not optional. That's law. And if you miss, you don't fall off for days. You fix it immediately. The system brings you back. The beauty of a good system is that it removes decision fatigue. You're not sitting around debating whether or not you're in the mood. You just do the work. That's how masculine strength is forged, not in excitement, but in consistency. Here's what you need to understand. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. If your system is built on feelings, you're setting yourself up to lose. Do you want to win long term? Build a system that makes discipline non-negotiable. Remove decision making. Add structure. Let execution become the default. Systems don't lie. They reveal whether or not you're serious. So make them tight, make them clear, and let them guide you, especially on the hard days. You must track or you'll drift. Period. Let me ask you something. Are you actually tracking your habits? Or are you guessing your way through the week, hoping things get better? Because here's the brutal truth. If you're not tracking, you're drifting. You think you're being consistent, You think you're improving, but when you actually look at the data, you're not. Tracking is one of the most underrated habit systems out there, but high value men use it like a weapon, not to be perfect, but to stay aware. They know that what gets measured gets improved. They can see their consistency, spot trends, and fix issues before they become problems. All it takes is 5 minutes. Use a spreadsheet, a whiteboard, a habit app. It doesn't really matter. Just track. Pick 3 to 5 habits you're committed to and log them daily. Simple yes or no. Did you do it? That's it. What happens next is powerful. Every check mark becomes a win. Every streak builds momentum. You don't want to break the chain. And if you miss a day, you correct fast. Inside my private coaching program, tracking is non-negotiable. Every man tracks. Every man reviews. That's why the guys in our group get real results and keep them. If you're ready to stop guessing and start executing, click the first link in the description and join us today, because without tracking, your habits are just theory. With tracking, you're building proof. You're turning effort into identity. And that's where things get powerful. You don't need motivation. You need metrics. Build a system, then track it like your life depends on it. Identity is the root. Behaviors are the fruit. Here's what almost no one talks about. Habits don't just shape your results, they shape your identity. And your identity is what holds everything together. Most guys try to change from the outside in. They say, I want to start working out, or I want to read more. But that's just behavior level thinking. High value men flip the script. They build identity first. And what does that sound like? It's not, I want to work out. It's, I'm the kind of man who trains daily. It's not, I want to read more. It's, I'm the kind of man who builds his mind every day. You become the kind of man who does the thing until it's no longer effort. It's just who you are. Every time you follow through on a habit, you cast a vote for that identity. You reinforce the belief that I am who I say I am. That's why it's so important to start small and stay consistent, but to prove to yourself that you're not who you used to be. And when you skip a habit, you don't just lose progress. You chip away at that identity. That's why tracking systems and clarity matter so much. They help you protect the new man you're building. So here's the challenge. Write out your new identity. Pick one statement. I'm a man who finishes what he starts. I'm a man who dominates his mornings. Whatever it is, make it yours. Then make every habit a vote that confirms it. Your habits don't just build your body, your income, or your confidence. They build you. Identity first, habits second. That's how you make this permanent. Environment either makes you or breaks you. Your habits don't exist in a vacuum. They live in your environment. And if your environment is built for distraction, weakness, or convenience, then no amount of willpower will save you. This is where most men mess up. They try to build strong habits while surrounded by triggers that encourage the opposite. They want to wake up early, but keep their phone at their nightstand. They want to eat clean, but keep junk food in the pantry. They want to focus, but leave notifications on all day. That's not discipline, that's sabotage. High value men build internal environments. Their space makes good habits easy and bad habits hard. And that's a huge advantage. Start with your room. Make it impossible to snooze. Put your alarm across the room or out of the room completely. Then look at your kitchen. Remove what doesn't serve you. Create default meals that support your goals. Next, audit your workspace. Is it built for focus or distractions? If your environment feels like a war zone, you're going to lose the battle. And let's not forget people. The men that you surround yourself with is also part of your environment. If you're around soft men who don't push themselves, you will lower your standards to match. But if you're around disciplined killers who execute, you level up fast. You become what you tolerate. So create an environment first that demands your best, because the stronger your environment, the easier it becomes to lock in on strong habits and keep them for life. Your space matters. Your systems matter. Your circle matters. Build them all with intention. or they'll build you into something weak. Here's what they don't tell you about atomic habits. The concept is simple, but the execution, that's where most men fail. It's not about fancy planners or reading the books. It's about locking into a system that turns discipline into default. You now have the truth. These are the pieces that separate average men from those who dominate their lives. And if you're done with theory and ready to execute with precision, my private coaching program is built for men just like you. We'll give you structure, the strategy, and the accountability to hardwire these habits into your lifestyle. Click the first link in the description and join us. No fluff, just results. Remember, you don't raise your goals. You fall to your systems. So build the right ones and watch your life transform.